Hello, sir. Let me start by 11 a.m. sharply, sir, for 3 minutes. Hello, sir.
Okay, madam. Wait, madam.
Okay, sir.
Yes, I am waiting.
Shashikala, ma'am. Oh, okay, sir. Thank you. Shashikala, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Tell me. Good morning.
Okay, ma'am. Good morning, ma'am. Line la irikinglaanu check panna. Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ma'am, can I, ma'am, add allowed me one of my ID, ma'am. So I have presented one slide, ma'am, another
Sir,
issue
என்னாச்சு
for
sir?
audio device, ma'am. Those are எனக்கு ப்ரெசன்டேஷன் செஷன் க்ளோஸ் ஆயிடுச்சு மேடம். ஓகே, அதை மட்டும் அலோவ் பண்ணிங்கன்னா போதும் மேடம்.
ஓகே சார், நீங்க ஜாயின் பண்ணுங்க சார், நாங்க பர்மிட் பண்றோம்.
ஒன்று வந்து மேடம் ப்ரெசன்டேஷன்.
ஓகே, ரெண்டு லிங்க் வரும். ஓகே சார், நீங்க ஜாயின் பண்ணுங்க சார், ஆல்ரெடி நாங்க பர்மிட் பண்ணிடுறோம்.
ஓகே மேடம்.
சார், உள்ள பிரசன்டேஷன்ஸ் லிங்க் கிடைச்சதா சார்? ஜாயின் பண்ணிட்டீங்களா சார்?
இல்லைங்க மேடம், ஆடியோ டிவைஸ் கிடச்சிச்சு மேடம். ப்ரெசன்டேஷன் லிங்க் தான் ஆகுது மேடம். அந்த ஒரு மிட்டாங்க மட்டும் லெஃப்ட் ஆயிடுச்சு, சடனாக அது லெஃப்ட் ஆயிடுச்சு மேடம்.
ஓகே சார். சார், நீங்கள் அதில் ட்ரை பண்ணுங்கள் சார் ஜாயின் பண்ணுறதுக்கு. நான் எங்கள் ஃபேக்கல்ட்டிஸ் யாராவது 2 பேர் வெளியில் வர சொல்கிறேன் சார். ஓகே சார்.
வந்த பின்னாடி கூட பண்ணிக்கலாங்க மேடம். கொஞ்சம்
இல்லை, மேக்ஸிமம் எல்லாரும் வந்துட்டாங்க சார், நம்ம ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணிடலாம். ஒரு 2 பேர் நான் வெளியே போக சொல்லிடுறேன் சார், நீங்கள் உள்ளே ஜாயின் பண்ணிங்க.
அவ்வளோதாங்க, நான்
வந்தாச்சா சார்?
இல்லைங்க மேடம், அலோட் ஆயிடுச்சு மேடம்.
ஹலோ ஆயிடுச்சு. ஓகே சார். லெட் மீ ஸ்டார்ட் நவ் சார்.
அலோட்.
ஓகே சார், தேங்க்யூ.
மேம்.
With the blessings of Almighty, it starts the secondary international level virtual FDP program. Exactly what we need in our lives. May you welcome every effort and struggle and challenges. May you open your wings and fly. Good morning, everyone. A very warm welcome to all present today's session. A special thanks to our chief guest for providing his gracious presence to join. Now, Dr. D. Sasikala Ma'am, Associate Professor and Head, Department of Corporate Affairs, to welcome the gathering.
Thank you, Professor. Very good morning to one and all present over here. Respected Chief Guest, Dr. GANDHIYA VENDHAN S, who is going to be International Coordinator for the Institute of National Sciences, International Statistical Institute, Netherlands. The Assistant Professor, the Department of Statistics, BHARATHIAR University, COIMBATORE. A very warm welcome to you, sir. I'd like to extend a warm welcome to all the esteemed faculty members who have joined for this faculty development program all over the country. And I'd like to welcome our dear colleagues and other faculty members and the organizing team who are over here. So this particular knowledge test is going to be a transformative thing for all of our faculty members, and I'm sure that this collaborative learning will be very, very helpful for us in developing, learning, and updating our knowledge, which is going to be resulting for a development not only for us but also for the students who we teach and for the institution where we are working for. And this continuous journey is going to be a very remarkable one. And this is going to be one of the most important milestones in our life series. So I hope that this faculty development program, this today's session on data science and data driven for sustainable development goals indicators is definitely going to be a fruitful one and informative one. I welcome you one and all. Thank you so much.
Now it's time to give the chief guest introduction. It's my pleasure to introduce distinguished chief guest, Dr. S. Gandhiya Vendhan. Sir has completed his MSc in Statistics, MBA, MPhil, and MTech in Anna University. He holds his PhD degree in Badia University, and also Sir has awarded his postdoctoral fellowship in ICMR, New Delhi. Sir has over 19 years of experience in teaching field in various colleges and universities. Sir was assistant professor in Tamil Nadu Agricultural University. Currently, Sir is working as assistant professor in Badia University in the Department of Statistics. Sir has awarded University Research Fellowship in Bharatiya University, and he was a volunteer in World Health Organization at Geneva in Switzerland. Sir is a member of various professional bodies like IEEE and membership in academic bodies like ISI. Sir has attended a number of papers and articles, both national and international journals. Sir has guided many funded projects at national level. Sir has also published books and chapters in the areas of software testing, advanced engineering, hybrid mobile sensor network. Research experience Dr. in IIT New Delhi, AIMS New Delhi, also in IIMA New Delhi. He was a research associate in Institute of and ISI. Sir got Best Researcher Award in IRAST and also Excellence Faculty Award in International Education Awards for Excellence 2021. He was an editorship in more than 25 journals, and he is a journal reviewer in more than 30 journals. Thank you, sir. So the session is over to you, sir. Gandhiya Vendhan, sir. Sir.
Sir, Gandhiya Vendhan sir. Sir, mic. ஆடியோ லெஃப்ட் ஆயிருச்சு சார் உங்களுது. சார் ஃபேக்கல்ட்டி வெளியே வந்துட்டாங்க சார். நீங்கள் ஜாயின் பண்ணிக்கோங்க சார். சார் இல்லைன்னா ப்ரெசன்டேஷன் நாங்கள் பண்ணிட்டுமா சார்? நீங்கள் எனக்கு மெயில் பண்ணிங்கன்னா போதும் சார்.
ஓகே மேம், இப்போ ஓகே. தேங்க்யூ மேம், தேங்க்யூ வெரி மச். Sorry, madam.
ஹலோ சார்.
Ma'am, let us start, ma'am.
ஹலோ சார்.
Ma'am.
ஓகே கேக்குது சார். கேக்குது சார்.
Okay.
ஸ்கிரீன் விசிபிளா இருக்கு, பிரசன்டேஷன் விசிபிளா இருக்கு. You can do it sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Visible இருக்கு. Thank you sir.
First of all, thanks to
You can start.
First of all, thanks to Department of Commerce, Hindustan College of Arts and Science, Coimbatore. My special thanks to Hindustan College of Institution Group and Administration Authorities. So, due to some concern for my shade of network issues, right now I go to my topic from the data science and the data driven from the sustainable development goals of the indicators. This is based on the design thinking is a non-linear iterative process that the term uses to understand the users, challenges, assumptions, redefine the problems and creative innovative solutions to the prototype and the testers. With the design thinking, team have the freedom to generate the ground breakthrough solutions. Using it in this presentation of mine can get the beyond the hard to assess the insights, data insights, and apply a collection of methods to help find out the responsibility of data modulations. One of the redefining doing this, the managing data. It is one of the manufacturer and industrial operators are discovering the practical way to apply the industrial across the operations, and they are driving the measurable business values as a result. The combining of the recent technologies and expertise in specific industrial applications enable better the collaboration, faster problem applications, enable to solving the increase in the productivity based on the studies. In the exploring our in-depth of industry resource, the startups and the scale-ups, and get data-driven insights into the technology-based solution in our innovation map. What about the rest of the pipeline, which made include the processing, including the image, one of the segmentation of data. Inference is an outcome of results. Post-processing, before processing, pre-processing, the tool for the visualization and analytics. Any industrial trending that the witness of today are new technologies and solutions that address the requirement for the management technologies. Now, the global pandemic lead of the upstream in technology for the disinfection, limiting the transmission, detecting disease spread, as well as for the treatment, pattern management, and aim. This is one of the digitalization transformation of technology. Across the advancement in the healthcare industry range from the e-consultation, telemedicine, real-time diagnosis to assessing the digital application provide for the technology of tools. These solution enhancement the workflow and the staff scheduling and providing the connected the infrastructures, systems and the systems to accelerate the acute and the equitable of the service of the industrial segmentation. Data science, it is one of the big revolutions. Based on the academic field, that usage of the statistics, scientific computing, scientific methods, process, algorithms, and system to extract or extractable knowledges and insight from the noisy structure and structures of data. The data structure is a concept to the unify the statistics, data analysis, informatics, and analysis actual phenomena of the with the data. It uses the techniques and the theories drawn from the many fields within the concept, mathematics, statistics, computer science, information science, and the domain knowledge. However, data science is different from the computer science and information science. One of the Jim Carrey, it is one of the one of the data science innovators. He is a professional who created the program codes and combine it with the statistical knowledge to create insight from the data. It is one of the data driven and data insights. Now the data science to the data analysis. Data science and data analysis are both important disciplines in the field of the data management and analysis, but they differ in several key ways. While both fields involve the working with the data science is more of the interdisciplinary field that involve the application of the statistical computation and machine learning methods to extract the insight from the data and make predictions, while data analysis is more focused on the examination and interpretation of data to identify the pattern of the trend. These difference from the data science and the data analysis are closely related to the field and often require the similar the skill set. Both fields require the solid foundation of the statistics program and data visualization, as well as the ability to communicate the finding the effectively to both the technical and the non-technical audience. Moreover, both field benefits from the critical thinking and the domain knowledge. Yes, understanding the context and the data creations of the data is essential for the accurate analysis and the modeling. In this distinct to the interconnection discipline with the broad of the data management and analysis. Data analysis focused on the extracting insight and drawn the conclusion from the structured data, while data science involving more comprehensive approaches and combine the data analysis, computation methods, and the ML to the extract of science. It's one of the major communication in the world today run of the data from the commerce of field, the focusing from the moment of your work upon the get to the bed and whatever may be the sustainable of development is that now become the how to engagement the sustainable development in the multi-principle of communications. In the study of data to extract the meaningful insight from the business, it is a multidisciplinary approach that combines principles and the practice from the field of several applications, several including is multiplying the discipline of thing. Now the data science from the commerce students, the make a career in the data sciences. Now we see that the focus of decision making in the company shift from field to the data driven decisions. This is a great opportunity for these who love the number and have the function of the analysis. The finance professionals and the commerce students have earned the edge in the learning analytics. They have strong quantitative skills and a solid understanding of statistics. They also have a robust understanding of business operations and the financial health of companies. Their understanding of finance and management gives them a leg up the competitions. The numeracy does, after all, lie at the heart of the analysis as well as the business development. The common students for the faculty, including professionals, the finance background can be involved in the assets if you are becoming a data scientist. Familiarity with number of numbers and business can be your the identify the correlation that the would escape the others. The understand the financial data is the big plus to the more components. Analytics is deploy the extensive of the field of business. It's one of the machine learning algorithms to associate with the adoption of the artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, and data management, the practice in the financial sectors and the industrial segmentation. Its real-time application of machine learning, the genetic analysis, clinical data storage, and big data analytics enable the development of the precision medicines. The all startups of the concepts of the treatment planning and the execution for the individual patients of using for the remote monitoring system of the one of the machine learning algorithms. The problem is designed to help you to take your first step into the world of the data science, one of the hub of the science. There is a great demand for the professionals who can turn data analysis into the competitive advance of the organization. For example, text mining, business data analytics, machine learning, data visualization, and assembly of technologies. This is may be possible in the future, would be require the consent of the requirements and the business intelligence. How difference between from the data science and the business intelligence? Data science is basically a field in which information and the knowledge are then extracted from the data by using various scientific models, methods, algorithm, and a process. It can thus be defined as a combination of the various tools is the algorithm, statistics, and machine learning techniques. Business intelligence, this one of the BI is a set of the technology, application, and the process that are used by the enterprise for the business data analysis. It used for the conversion of raw data into the meaningful information, which is thus used for the business decision making and portable actions. It deals with the analysis of the structure and sometimes the unstructured data, which pave in the way for the new and portable business opportunity. It's support decision making based on fact rather than assumption based on the decision making. The cities has direct impact on the business decision of the entrepreneurs. Business intelligence to the enhance the chances of the entrepreneurs to enter the new market as well as help in studying the effect of the market effect, the concept wise, focus wise, data, flexibility, methods, complexity, this kinds of going there to the enlarge of application is there. Now it is one of the present which development of the application emergent technology, artificial intelligence, attention navigation, biotechnology, IoTs, big data, smart equipment infrastructures, latest generation of versions field of the all kind of things is there. One of the new technology is great sustainability, data science, and the sustainable development of goals. For examples, sustainable development goals is one of the global goals, or a collection of the several interconnected objectives designed to serve as a one of the structure in share of the blueprint for the peace and the property of the peaceful of technology. It's now the emphasis the interconnected the environmental, social, and economic aspect of the sustainable developments, putting for the sustainable of the creative models. The UN, the created for the sustainable development of the part of the agenda, sought to the design new global development of framework replacing for the another modulation of things. They are cross-cutting the issues and synchronizes between the different goals, the climate actions, sustainable developments, responsibilities, and other modulations of the adaptations there. Now implemented, how to implementation of the sustainable development in the methodologies. The machine learning applications, ML predictions, research and the deep learning. It is one of the recent development, the sustainable of the academic industries. The sustainable development in the research and developments focus from the more content of the goals is there. It is a set of the several applications is there. It is widely acknowledged that the success of the one of the recent agenda globally will depend to the significant way on the process of the India making the sustainable development front. It is not only because of the size of the population, but also because of the strengthened and the resilience of the Indian economy. Further, Indian has also the engaged as the global leaders on the international climate action agenda. After 4 years of the adoption of the amendments of agenda, it is an opportunity, the moment to evaluate in the progress made by the country so far the specific sustainable development. Based on the sustainable development, India baseline reports and the brought out of the Niti Aayog, an attempt has been made to reflect the progress performance in India goal basis. It is reason for development the Indian government has successfully organized and completed the G20 Grand Innovation Function Methodology. An innovative and constitution based on the system of the representative was adapted to the facilitation through the consultative process, the formulation sustainable development of. Accordingly, the sustainable development of group was constituted by the United Nations for preparing the proposal on the sustainable development of India was along with the member of one of the generation process. Multi-dimensional approach to how to India is means of the implementation, monitoring and the review of the process in the national wise, international, global wise. In the main import of the voluntary national review, as part of the follow-up and review, mechanism countries and encourages to conduct the regular review to the progress on the national and the subnational level basis. These review are to the voluntary state lead of undertaken by both development and developed countries, including the third level of countries. Therefore, they are called for the voluntary review of networking. The review of the process aim to facilitate the sharing the expertise, including success, challenges, and lesson from the learned, with a view of to the accelerated the implementation of the agendas in sustainable development goals, including for the India. It is major domain. The sustainable development goal minor India development objectives. It is a recent development proposal the 2022 G20 promotions. As already has been mentioned, the Prime Minister of India attended the United Nations summits converted to the adaptation of the development system and developments held in the international New York. One of the highlight of the statements our Prime Minister is that the much of the it is one of the representative of the sustainable development of leader. Development agenda is minor of sustainable development goal. This is reflect of the fact that even before sustainable development were formulated and adopted, India has initiated for the numerous development progress. India participation in the formulation of the goal and the target as a member of the group constituted for the preparing the proposal on the sustainable development India especially advocated in the concern of the development countries in the modulations. The property through the repute of the inclusive the economic growth, it has also maintained in the workflow. Lot of the work has already in the measurement of challenge and features of the manipulations. It is one of the these challenges that continue to faced by the all developing the countries across the world. India took the position that the sustainable development has to be an agenda for the development, while issue of the poverty reductions and development through the inclusive economic growth are the main development agenda. Additional resources and the capabilities of the building initiatives. Its initiative are the required to undertaking these tasks. India, therefore, the embraces of the international corporations to facilitate the developments and also instead and adoptions of the means implementations such as the enhancement of development official announcement and the technology transfer on the favorite terms for the helping of the development include the digitalization, communication, digitalization, commerce of the development. This promoted for the beside of the other document, Niti Aayog has brought out of the Sustainable Development Index. They report already to onwards the 2018 and the level several beginnings is the early lesson of the development. Another one of the is there one of the most is also one of the key players in the implementation of the sustainable development. Yes, indicator are key to measure the program and the extent of the achievements of the target. We has developed for the more than 500 national indicators in the time with the sustainable development target and global indicators framework. The progress of the profile of the India beside of the period of the indicators uh, in Niti Aayog and other of the state governments, other development of bodies, including cabinet ministers, to implementation of the index of things. The composite of the score have been computed based on the performance toward the achieving the goals, and the respective target on the score range between the several things. It is one of the several measurement is there, including all kind of state government is allowed for the development things is there. Now, what is the component of things to in this is the method of the other responsibilities. It is to more think of 2030 of agendas. It is very high altitudes. The counterpart of the United General Assembly, it is the 2023 high level week. The Sustainable Development Goal Summits will see world leaders gathering in the this agenda is completed. Their whole to put in the world back on the track towards greener, cleaner, safer, further of the future always is there. It is one kind of thing, news of permutations, measurement of analysis. Now, this is the sustainable development aim to adapt for the looking the political declaration, reaffirming commitment to the central transform the price of the agenda is behind the things. Now, this is one important dash. It is including for the sustainable development, the data analysis. It is going to upon the beyond the reversement of sustainable development and the sustainable of measurement thinking. These kind of always thinking to be several applications there. Maybe including of the another methodologies, another communications, data analysis. It is one of the make mind of things is to communicate in the binding is there. It is data mining and the data thinking is there. This is to enhancement to the how data analysis going to the next beyond of the link is there. It is not easy way. It is good practice. Data analytics and the several methodologies there. Data analysis, it is very powerful tool. It is now it is to allocate from the main communications methodology modulations, including everybody is there. Is the process of the inspection, cleaning, transforming, and modeling data with the goal of the discovering useful information, informing the conclusions, and supporting the decision making. It has multiple data analysis has multiple phases and the approaches in comparison of the diverse technologies, using the variety of names and is used in different domains. In today, the business world, data analysis plays a role in making decisions more scientific and helping the business operate more effective. It is one of the hello. சொல்லுங்க hello. Data mining, sorry for this one. Data mining is a particular data analytic techniques that focus on the statistical modeling and knowledge discovered from the predictive rather than purely descriptive purpose. While business intelligence cover the data analysis that relies the heavily on aggregations, focusing mainly on business information. In statistical applications, data analysis can be divided into the descriptive statistics, exploring the data analysis, and the confirmatory of data analysis. It is one of the another methodologies, the exploring data analysis focus on discovering new features in the data, while CDF focus on the confirming is commerce, economics, another humanity, science and development. This is the facing this. Now, how to predictive analysis? It is focusing on the application of the statistical methods for the predictive, focusing or classification, while the text analysis applied statistical, linguistics, and structural techniques to the extract and classifying information from the structural sources. Yeah, species of the unstructured of data. It is all of the above the variety of data analysis. It make it the data integration. It is one of the another application. Data integration is the precursors of the data analysis, and the data analytics is closely linked on the data visualization and the data dissemination. Analytics refer to dividing a whole into its separate component for the individual examination. It has data analysis is an process for obtaining the raw data and subsequently converting into information of useful for the decision making by users. Data is collected and analyzed to the answer the questions, testing a hypothesis and disprove the theorems. These are the several phases that can be distinguished descriptively. There are applications there. Now the data requirements. It is one of the power methodologies. The data requirements. Data is the necessary yes input to the analysis, which is specific based upon the requirements of the these detecting the analysis. Likewise, customers who will the finance the product of the analysis. The general type of the entity upon which the data will be collected to refer on the external unit. It is the visualization of function. It is more than after. Now data collections, it is different person. Now the data process, it is big role of the data process. Data when initiated the obtained must be processed or organized for the analysis. For instead, this may involve the placing data into the row and column in the table format as well as from the structured data. For further analysis, often through the use of the spreadsheet of the statistical software. Next one of the implement of the data cleaning. Once the process are organized, data may be incompleted, contain the duplicates, and contain the errors. The need for the data cleaning will arise from the problems in the way that the dump of are entered the and storage of. The data cleaning is the process of the preventing and correcting these the errors. The common task include the recording matchings, identify the inaccuracy of data, overall the quality of the existing data, duplications, and the column segmentation. Such data problem can also be identified through the a variety of the analytical techniques. For example, with the financial information, the total for the particular variables may be compare the against separately published numbers that are believed to be reliable. Unusual accounts above or below predefined the threshold may also be reviewed. There are the several type of data cleaning is there that are depending upon the data type of data in the sets. This could be the phone numbers, email address, employees, or other values. The quantitative methods, data methods for the outlet of the deductions can be used to get rid of the data that appears to have the higher likelihood of being input incorrectly. And next, for recent development, the textual data spell the success can be using to the least lesson that amount of the mystery type of the words. However, it is harder to tell if the word themselves are correct. One of the modern function is there to examination descriptive functions. Now, this is the modeling, the statistical analysis model and algorithm. Yes, known as the one of the algorithm. It is may be applied to the data in order to the identify the relationship among the variability. For example, using the correlations, contributions of the functions. In general terms, the model may be developed to the evaluate the specific variable based on the other variable constrained within the data sets. With some residual error depend on the implementation of the model accuracy. Now, the one of the inference of statistics, including the utilization of techniques that measure the relationships between the particular variables. For example, regression analysis may be used to model whether a change in advertising for advertising is one of the independent variable X. The providing an explaining of for the variation in sales, that is dependable variable for Y. In the terms of Y, the sales, X is independent variable, Y is dependent variable, Y is the sales, it is a hidden function, is the function of X. It may be described the Y equal to X plus B plus F. It is one of the general. Where the model is designed such as the A and B, the associate value, the minimize the error when the model predict Y for a given the range of the value of X. The analytics may also attempt to build models that describe of the data in an aim to simplify the analysis and the communication. Now, the data product, it is very important of recent development, is a computer application, but that takes data inputs and our algorithm. For instance, an application that analyzes data about the customer purchase history and use the result, the recommendation other purchase the consumer might enjoy. It is one of the communication application. Once the data is analyzed, it may be reported in many formats for the to the users of the analysis to support the requirement. The users may have feedback, which result in additional analysis. Yes, such much of the analytical cycle in the iterators. When determining how to communicate the result, the analyst may be considered the implementing a variety of data visualization techniques to help communicate the message more clearly and effectively to the audience. The data visualization, it is type of functions. Data visualization uses the information displays graphics such as the table or other charts to help the communicating key message containing in the data. by the enabling to the ability of a user to the query and focusing on the specific numbers. While that chart, for example, bar chart or line chart, may help explain the quantitative messages content of the data. The quantitative message of the time series ranking, part of the whole, deviations, frequent distribution, correlation, and nominal comparison. This is the one of the now the techniques for the analyzing the quantitative data. Checking the raw data for anomaly period to the performing of the analysis. Re-perform in fact the calculations such as the verifying the columns of the data that the formula of the driven. Next, to confirm the main total as the subs of the subtotal, sum of the subtotal. The checking the relationship between the numbers and should be the related to in a predictable way, such as the overtime of functions. The breaking of the platforms into the component. It is one of the global analysis of the now analytic activities of the data users. The users may have the particular data points of the interest within a data sets, opposed to general meaning of the outline of the data analytic process is there. You should may have the particular data points of intersect within opposite of the general message of that. Such the lower level of users analytic activities are represented in the following. The table, it is one of the taxonomy, also the organized by the 3 points. It is retrieval values, finding data points, and arranging the data flows. It's the retrieval values the given a set of specific cases, find the attributes and the noises. Next, the filters and the computer values, finding the some sort, determine the calculations. Yeah. Now, how to the barriers to the effective analysis? The barrier to the effective analysis may exist among the analysis performing the data analysis are among the audience. Distinguishing the fact from the opinion, cognitive basis, biases, and immunity of as well are all the challenge to the sound data analysis. The effective analysis require the containing the relevant of fact to the answer question, support a conclusion or formal opinion or a type of hypothesis. Fact by the definition are irrevocable, meaning that the any persons involved in that analysis should be able to the agree of them for measurement of things. For example, in another example, the auditor of the public company must arrive at a formal opinion on the whether financial statement or publicity, trade, cooperative are fairly stated. In all material the respects, it's one of the thing. This require the extensive analysis of the factual data and evidence to support their opinions when making the leap from the factor to opinions, the always of the possibility of the opinions. Now the cognitive bias, it is one of the development is there. There are the variety of cognitive bias that can be advisably affected analysis. For example, confirmation bias is the tendency to search for or interpret the informations in a way that confirm one of the preconceptions. In addition, individual may discredit the information that does not support the view. The analyst may be trained specifically to be aware of the bias and how to overcome them. It is me. In his of the measurement of them. Another of the contact of the things is there. It is one of the analytical smart building, analytical and the business intelligence education. Now, the practice of very sometimes of notes. Initial the data analysis, the most important distinction between the initial data analysis phase and the main analysis phase is that during the initial data analysis, one the refine from the any analysis and is aimed to the answering the original research questions. The initial data analysis space is guided by the for our some questions there. What kind of question is there? Quality of data, quality of measurements, initial transformation, and other of the things is the characters of the data sample size. It is very enhancement of the initial data, quality of data. It is the quality of data. It is very important. Should be checked or all as early as possible. Team data quality can be assumed in several ways using different types of analysis. Frequently counts, descriptive analysis, statistics means such as the mean, standard deviation, and normally of this is there. This one of quality there. The quality of the instruments should only be checked during the initial data analysis phase. When this is not the focus or research question of the study, one should check whether the structure of the measure instruments corresponds to the structure report on the literature. This is where the assess of the environment quality is the conformity factor analysis of the one of the implementation. Analysis of the homogeneities, which give an indication of the reliability of the measurements. During this analysis, one inspect the variations of the items and scales. Now, initial transformation. After the assessing the quality of the data and of the measurements, one might decide to the input missing data. Very all humans doing this is the casual of missing data. To perform the initial transformation of the data are more variabilities. Although this can also be done during the main analysis phases, possibility transform of the variable, square root of transformation, if the distributions differ the moderate from the nominal, a long transformation, if the distribution different from the substantial from the normal, inverse transformations, if the difference the severally from the normal, make the categorical function the ordinary height one that can it is the difference distribution difference several from the normal and also transformation function. Now the another characterization of the data sample that is very important. In any report or articles, the structure of the sample must be accurately described. It is specifically important to the exactly determine the structure of the samples, first specifically the size of the subgroups. While the subgroup analysis will be performed during the main analysis phases, the characteristics of the data samples can be assumed by looking at basic statistics of important variables, scatter plots, correlation and association, and the cross tabulation. The final stage of the initial data analysis. During the final stage, the finding of the initial data analysis are documented and necessary, the preferable and possible to corrective the actions are the taken. Also, the analysis original plan for the main data analysis can and should be specified in more details other returns. In case of the non-nominal, should one of the transform the variable. Make the variable categorical, ordinal, decotal, adopt of the analysis method. In case of the missing data, should be one neglect or input of the missing data. Which imputation technique should be used? In the case of outlier, it is one of the thing. Should one of the robust analysis of techniques. In case items don't fit the scale, should one adopt the measurement instrument by omitting items, or rather the ensure the compatibility with other usage of the measurable instrument? The analysis of the several analysis can be during the initial analysis, the univariated single values correlations scatters of the non-linear application is there. The main data analysis essentially aimed at the answer the research questions are performed as well of the other relevant analysis written by the explorer of function. The exploring of the methodologies, the stability result, it is important to obtain some indication about the new generalization of the result. While this can check in the cross-validation sensitivity analysis. The cross-validations by splitting of the data into the multiple parts. We can check if an analysis like a fitted or not model, the based on of the one part of the data generalized to another part of the data as well. The cross validation is generally inappropriate though if possible, if there are correlation within data, examples for the panel data. Hence other methods the validation sometimes need to be a more statistical, more validation. Next for the sensitive analysis, a predictive procedure of the study the behavior of the system or model when global parameters are systematically varied. Now the international data analysis contest, it is very type of functions. The different companies or organizations hold the data analysis contesting to encourage the researchers to the utilize their data or to solve the particular questions using the analysis of functions. It is the meticulation of the thinking is there. For examples, there are several podcasts there. The goggling is there, LPPs, data analysis contents is there. This is one of the modulation of the functions. This the international data contest the hold for the American societies administrative to hope of the the categories of the find to the data analysis contest for the different categories, the categories, the undergraduate categories, graduate categories, partnership category, challenge of this is the now the mindset of thinking is that data protections whatever may be including to the methodologies mainstreams of function for including for the actual science analytics big data sensoring data blending acquisition data mining whatever may be several applications is there. The unstructured data, it is going to be the methodology. Now the data analysis process, it is one of the structure is there already. This is the quantitative qualitative process already explained. Now the for Python and data analytics is involved in this. This is one of the rules and development is the compared to the R is the is now day to day is modified, but MATLAB Python is not modified. It is one of the deep building of function. Next one of the thinking for your financial application is the financial modulation is there. information extractions. Information extractions to automated executions. Finding the manipulations to data analysis thing to create the process of the thing. This is the information extraction is distillation world. The process sector using the structured information from the unstructured data from the unstructured data in the form of the entities, relations, objects, event, many of the things is there. The extracted information from unstructured data usually they prepare that data for the analysis. In many more thinking to kind of methodologies to IBMs they're using for the this main listing pulling of things out kind of things is there. In computer science, information extraction is a type of the information retrieval whose goal is to automatically extract the structure of the information. Uh, these significance typically to scale set of the documents that the written the natural language and population database of certain information. It's maybe the scripted function. It is not scripted, non-scripted application is there. How to the texting to recent development of text analysis into the studios of the function. These modifications, this business goal and the business some of examples is there. Text usually group the category. For example, video tabs is there. The unstructured information management architectures to audio tabs is the video tabs is there. This is the digitalization world of the creating the mass. For business application is the development of the you can the text analysis or combined analysis, structured and unstructured data, all the requirements into the measurement methodologies. Maybe for the kind of application, demographic translation of the development of things. It is one of the applications that artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, telemedicines, big data analytics, immersive technology, medical health, 3D paintings, blockchains, cloud computing, developments, genomics, design thinking. If recently developing the design thinking of process may be concluded for the what kind of methodologies going to be here in the modulation process. Now this is one of the thinking going to be here, design thinking. What is the design thinking? It is very important of things. The design thinking is an approach used for the practical and creative problem solving. It is based on the heavily to the method and the process that designed to the usage of things, hints of the man. But it has actually evolved from the range different from field, including architecture, engineering, and business. The design thinking can also applied to any field. It does not necessarily have the design specific. It is important to note that the design thinking is different from user-centered designs. The learn from about the other approach from the design thinking and user-centered design thinking. Okay, the design thinking is extremely user centric. It focused on the human first and foremost of seeking and the unstructured people need and come of the effective solutions to meet the needs. It what we call solution based on the approach to the problem solving. Uh, if its name of the solution is based on the thinking focused on finding solutions, coming up with something constructive to the effectively tackle of the certain problems. This is the opposite of the problem based on the thinking, which tend to the fixate on obstacle and limitations. An example to approach in actions is empirical study carried some of things is there. Is development of mind is. The design thinking process is progressive and highly user centered. The methodology of mind setting. It's the four principle of the design thinking is the human role, ambiguity role, all designing the redesign, the tangible rules. For principles of the design thinking, the human role, no matter what the context, all design activity in social in nature, and any social innovative will bring to bear, and it can be removed or oversimplified. Experimenting at the limiting of your knowledge and ability is crucial in the being also to the thinking different. Third, for the design role, all design the redesign. While the technology and the social circumstances may change and evolve, basic the human need to mind under changes. Essentially, only redesign the name of fulfilling these need or reaching the desired outcomes. The making idea last point tangible role, it is not a data. The five phases to the decide on the four principles. Deciding a process can be broken down the five steps or phases to evaluate of the emphasis, define, identify, ideate, prototype, test. The emphasis phase, the first stage of the process is when getting to know the user and understanding of the unwanted of their want, need and objectives. This means observing and engaging with the people in order to the understanding them and psychological and emotional level. During this phase, the designer is seeking the set of their assumption and gathering the insight of them. Next, phase two, define, is dedicated to defining the problem. You will gather all of your findings from the emphasis phases and starting to make sense of them. What difficulties and barriers are your users coming up against? By the ending of the define phase, you will have a clear problem statement. The key here is to frame the problem in a user-centered way, rather than saying we need to frame up something there. Next, phase three, the village. With a solid understanding of your users and the cleaning problem statement in mind, it is time to start working the on potential solutions. The design thinking of third phase process is where the creativity happens, and it is crucial to point out that to identify stage in judgment of the zones. uh, Learn about all the most important ideas of techniques in the guidance. The phase four, the prototypes. Uh, mm, all about the experimental and tuning the ideas into the tangible products. A prototype is basically a scaled down version of the product which incorporated the potential solutions identified in the previous stages. This step is key in putting each solution to the test and highlighting the constraint of the flows. Next for last, the test evaluation. After prototype coming user testing, but it is important to note that this is really the end of the design thinking process. It's in reality the result of the testing phase will often lead you back to previous steps. And the providing for the insights you need the redefining the original problem. Now the design thinking to the linear of functions purpose of thinking is that it may be for the working segments, case studies for identifies there. In the methodologies, workforces, design thinking, weak problems. The design thinking is especially used to the concerned problems. Solving the problem is therefore an oncoming the process that the requiring the designing thinking. Some examples of the problems of the society today include in the things like poverty, hunger, and the climate change of this. Some to make to focusing the measurement of things is there. It is one of the digital modulations, digital requirements, whatever may be. Exploring the how to design thinking and human-centered design has been the innovative of function. Maybe for the using the agility thinking in healthcare sectors. For many larger healthcare providers who manage in the multiple hospital, clinic, and members, the staying at the top of the information and the potential issues can be overwhelming. The challenge of things is there. Applying the design thinking, the metriculation of the outcomes. It's maybe fit into be the another format. Likewise, the global wise, it using for the Dubai Healthcare Authorities and another application for the USA Center for Disease Control. This based on the digital transformation, digital marketization of the function. Maybe to provide for the communications is everybody is there. Several projects is there, IoT is there, maybe thinking methodology is there, artificial of functions, how to using for the modulations. Modifying the manipulations, time being to be making for development of manipulations. In kind of thing, everybody is to the kind of thinking, manipulation of think, challenge of the thesis. It is 5 steps of is there to keep the mind development implementation of and projects. Maybe it's for understanding the system of architecture of as well as next for artificial intelligence, the digitalization, the thinking is there, and machine learning. How are you using the data to make the predictions? Next for the working on your digital solution compass. It is one of the for our core component commerce department and the humanity industries. The viabilities, desirability, and the feasibilities. Finally, for the identify the prototype and the test, the prototype and the business. The everybody on the mainframe of design thinking process, and the deep dive and therefore the provide for the solutions means of user-centric approach. What are the needs and their challenges, their main interests? What are their like and dislikes? The core outcomes and strength of this process is the exploring of the problem from the customer user point of view. Additionally, you will be immersive of the in several problems and the scenario of the user. மேடம் மேடம் அப்படிங்களா மேடம்? எப்போ இருந்துங்க மேடம்? ஓ ஓகே ஓகே, சரிங்க. I think this is data insight of thinking, and data analytics, data methodologies in parallel of the all stage of the process of the data analysis, various of the methods, data visualization can be developed. It's kinds of the Bayesian prediction generator of the models, data analysis, the many professional hypothesis understanding the more deeply for the system analysis. For data analysis, basically they design the discipline suitable to the study of the problem and they may occur in the several applications. Moreover, the analysis include the many tools and the methodology to require the concept of thinking is there. In maybe the process of the manipulations, other kind of things is there, problem definitions, data extractions, data preparations, predictive models, visualization, validation, that is there. Qualitative applications, quantitative measurement is there. It will be beyond the argument of process. Other things is there. Development of mindsets go be further, including several applications is there. Now the its recent developments of for your encashment of mm, communications. The actually of it's one of the trending applications. It's latest e-commerce of applications, trending of expert sites, net solutions. It's go be to spark of mindset is there in their development uh, uh, for uh, for for of mindset is there is to be augmented virtual reality methodology is there, trending measurement is there, e-commerce of process is there. Now there the notable of e-commerce trending the 2000 including for the driven e-commerce, augmented reality, virtual reality, shopping experience, the rise of the voice search, social commerce, big data analytics, and the increase in the focus of the sustainability and the eco-friendly business practice in the e-commerce of industry. Now the main the commerce of digitalization functions is not longer a rising tide for the meticulation of the pandemic online retail sales growth in the outcome of down from the pandemic driven highlights. Interpolate of things is there. How the customerizations beyond the things is the development of things. The price of marketing, then came game changes of the e-commerce of the online company are growing the gaming tactics of the drive growth of modernization. Sensitive shopping, it is a brand development of technology to create the multi-sensory of consumer expectation online of order to the better e-commerce solutions in post of shopping more immersive visuals and auditory of content, the kind of things. It is push of the web of recent development of the three of things. You have more attract of the meticulation of the development. Now the business to business programs is there, B2B solution is there, best of platform is there, digitalization world in movement of communications, other kind of things is meticulation of the formulations, IT application. Therefore, it would offer of the making the products as a product services, development of the enhancement of the thinking. Now is of the making getting the development of things, the advising of the global communications and the network, creating the generate of the e-commerce statistics, to expecting of the performance, to growth in the market and expectation values. The US e-commerce market reach of the developments, the Amazon accounts, then Walmart of developed EP. Other things is that recent development engagement in maybe best performer of the development is the pro and of communications is the which works. This is the what is the best platform of the measurement is the best e-commerce platform is the one of the best for your business, which is maybe not the same as what best for the other business. The finding the platforms for your business. Consider your budget things is there. Now for the B2B applications, very important. All of the service of the guide have some sort of the functionally that lead each of the business to business solution. However, the larger company platform to selling that business to large moment of things. It is one of the e-commerce, B2B e-commerce is the process of the business selling product or service in other the business online. This can include the platforms as of one of the developers there selling there, as well as of the transaction based on the marketplace, such as the development is there, like Amazon, Alibaba, this kind of is there. It's maybe communicate. This is the platform of several applications. E-commerce of focusing the global ways. In particularly digital marketing, e-commerce of development. This is the influence of the several cumulative is there. Then the e-commerce of product is very influencing the retail business. Merchandise, the promote of the products of the center is there. How to promote in the center is there. How messenger of a center works. List of a product and the business across the Google's several search engines. Consumer click of the purchase of the products. Grow development of thinking is there. Maybe mighting the functions, the growth of professionals, help boost of sales and the paid advertisement. This is one of the measurement of thinking is there. Maybe it possible to likewise of thinking is there. Several application is there. I think I conclude my thing, though I have focused on the data science, data analytics, artificial intelligence, and how to further design thinking to enhance of the sustainable development. It is one of the indicators, the sustainable development indicators of the data science, IoTs, artificial intelligence, machine learning. That is the several indicators. One of the level of is there. This is my presentation conclude. Audience maybe raise the questions. I will support. I will try to sort out for your question based on queries.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. It's a wonderful presentation, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Any questions, ma'am?
Any queries? Participants, if you want to ask any questions, you can ask. Any questions from participants?
I searched box, boot box, chess of things.
Participants, is there any questions? Sir, shall I conclude, sir?
Okay, madam.
Sir? Okay. It's time for vote of thanks. No duty is more urgent. No duty is urgent than that of returning thanks. Thanksgiving is a time of togetherness and gratitude. Now it's time to propose a vote of thanks. I take immense pleasure in thanking our today's speaker, Dr. S. GANDHIYA VENDHAN, sir, for sharing his views and thoughts about the topic data science and data driven for the Sustainable Development Goals indicators. Thank you, sir, for presenting this wonderful session. Once again, thank you, sir. I'd like to thank all the heads of stream for arranging the 7 days international SDP program, and also thank Dr. D. Associate Professor and Head, Department of Commerce with Corporate Secretaryship, for his involvement in welcoming the gathering. I thank all participants in and around Tamil Nadu, and overseas participants for their active participation. Once again, I thank you all for participating in this international virtual SDG program. All the participants to kindly join tomorrow, 11 a.m. sharply, through YouTube Live. Share in the group tomorrow. I kindly request to subscribe our YouTube channel. Once again, thank you all. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. My special thanks to Dr. Amla madam, Professor Head, and other to my congrats to all of teams.